Hello guys, Geekhead PH back with another video and not exactly a video, more of a podcast is what we're gonna do today. I don't have any new cards to show. Yun yung actually one of the reasons because, nakuha ko na mostly eh. I'm just waiting for the new cards to drop, the new season, the new rookies. So yun lang naman. But I would like to talk about is the upcoming season din, who to bet on when it comes to the sophomores. Kasi nag-imbak nga tayo ng sangkaterbang rookie cards sila Melo, nila Edwards, sila Halliburton. But who among them ang sa tingin yung aangat? I made a list, like top 8. I just see top 8. Ayoko nang dagdagan kasi the other rookies obviously yung tipo maging role players and then eventually after a few years makita yung naglalaro na sa abroad and such. So normally ganun naman talaga eh. Okay, so first on the list, number 8. Eto medyo naging lazy ako dito. Number 8 would be the Detroit Pistons sophomores. Like all of the rookies from last year, Sadiq Bey, Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, just keep those cards. Main reason, Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham is coming in to Detroit. Well, he's gonna make changes, a lot of changes in that team. Madadaling ibang players. Killian Hayes, medyo 50-50 because they play the same position, like literally. Pero let's see, maybe they could come with a small ball lineup na sobrang bilis, sobrang exciting panoorin. So Cade Cunningham is the main reason. So keep those Detroit Pistons rookies with you. Because, well, they won't get into the playoffs. Pero makikita natin ilang dyan aangat because of Cade Cunningham's game and eventually mag improve silang lahat. So, there you go. The Detroit Pistons rookies last year are at number 8. Okay, next we have from the Chicago Bulls, Patrick Williams. Yes, Pat Will. I think he's the number 4 pick last year. Hindi lang nabibigyan masyado ng hype kasi he's in Chicago and they sucked again last year, pero this year they won't suck. Looks like they're gonna be exciting to watch. They might get into the playoffs. I guess number 7. I'm giving them a 7 spot. Pasok sila sa playoffs. You have Zach Levine, DeMar DeRozan. I don't like the combo, pero sobrang lakas ng offensive power nila. Who would anchor the defense? Pat Williams is one of them. Patrick Williams is a really good defender. He has a good mid-range shot. So, maasama na siya sa opensa. Whenever he's open, he knows how to create his own shot to take the mid-range. So, okay din siya. Pero he's more of a defensive player, if you'd ask me. In an interview, he models his game after Kawhi Leonard. Actually, if you watch him, he really looks like Kawhi when he plays, when he defends. So, malaking bagay siya because they're so loaded right now sa offensive side. Defensively, Patrick Williams will shine. Hindi ko lang sure kung masasama siya sa starting lineup, but we might see him ending the games for them. Like during the fourth quarter, you need a defensive stop. Patrick Williams should be there. So again, keep his cards. Ako tinabi ko na naka-top load na yung sa akin. His Prism cards are like, they're cheap. Sobrang mura. His select cards are mura. So get them now while mura pa. Because the Chicago Bulls are coming up. Looks like this is going to be an exciting year. Caruso is there, and Patrick Williams will be able to shine on the defensive end with Caruso. All right, so number 6 on the list. Tama na. 8 Detroit sophomores. Nawala ako. Number 7 Patrick Williams. Number 6. I have, well, he's one of my favorite rookies last year, but I'm only giving him the 6th spot. Tyrese Halliburton. Magaling na bata. Lots of room to improve. He had an injury last season before matapos yung season. Pero okay naman. He's now good. He played the preseason games. Yung nga, the same problem occurs. Masyadong... But he's... Ano eh... The Aaron Fox. I think they should just trade Halliburton if they don't know how to use him. You've got the Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Tyrese Halliburton. Redundant eh. Especially the Aaron Fox Halliburton combo. It's really redundant. The Aaron Fox needs the ball. If he wants to get traded, then that's okay. Then that's good for Halliburton. Good for the Kings. If he wants to stay, then they should just give Halliburton and get another player who would complement the Aaron Fox. Kasi they're not gonna be a playoff team again this year, sadly. With the way their lineup is constructed, they should just give the franchise to Seattle. Yun lang masasabi ko. But again, magaling si Halliburton. If he gets traded, much better. Because as long as he's playing with the Aaron Fox, nothing's gonna happen. Just minimal rise in his numbers. But if you give him his own team, man, kayang-kaya ni Halliburton dalhin yun. Trust me. It's just sad that New York was not able to pick him up last season. They had a chance, but they went with quickly, I think, or with Obi Toppin. Isa dun sa dalawa. Halliburton would have been amazing on that team. Anyway, so yeah, he's just number 6. I'm hoping they trade him. Okay, so at number 5. Okay, so at number 5 we have, wow, Desmond Bain. Yes, Desmond Bain of the Memphis Grizzlies. Like, this dude is crazy. I mean, I know it's just preseason games, pero yung shooting niya, I mean, to be honest, hindi ko siya masyadong pinanood last year. Si Ja Morant kasi lagi kong napapansin sa Memphis. Pero the preseason games, I mean with preseason, yes, sabihin nyo, exhibition games lang yan technically. The first quarter, if you notice, are like hard fought quarters. Yun talaga yung totoong lineup, yun talaga yung totoong play nila the first quarter and the second quarter. Second half, yun na yung patapon. Kasi papasok nila yung mga bench players sila and yung mga rookies nila for this coming season. Litmus test yun for them. Pero yung first half, like, Desmond Bain is crazy. Sobrang impressive ng gameplay niya. His shooting is crazy. Sana turuan niya si Jamorant tumira ng ganun mula sa tres. Because if Jamorant has a weakness, it's his outside shooting. Naalala ko sa kanya si Westbrook and si Derrick Rose especially. Si Jamorant, more of Derrick Rose. Medyo balahura, drive eh. Nakakatakot. Parang lagi mapipilay. So Desmond Bain gives them a different dimension sa playmaking nila. You know, Jamorant has another option to kick out the ball. And he also knows how to make his own shot. So kahit paano, hindi lagi kay Jama pupunta yung bola. Diba? Meron silang second option. Dylan Brooks is still there, pero Dylan Brooks isn't a playmaker, more of a catch and shoot siya. Or minsan yun, post-up moves meron din siya. He has shooting, pero adding Desmond Bain, you now have a three-headed monster, mini monster sa Memphis. So watch out for Desmond Bain. Mas lalo pa mag-elevate ang Memphis this year. So good job, Memphis. Good job. Alright, so next we have number 4, we have James Wiseman. Babawi itong batang to. He got injured last year, and last year, it was pointless for him to return. Hindi naman sila makakaangat hanggang finals. Like, the media was hyping the Golden State Warriors to, like, Steph Curry carry them all over to the Western Conference Finals. Like, leche. Hindi kaya ni Steph Curry yun. As great as Steph Curry is, he's not LeBron James, he's not Kevin Durant. He's the best shooter in the history of the NBA, pero hindi niya kaya dalhin yung team mag-isa. Right now, with James, with Klay Thompson coming back, hopefully mid-season, James Wiseman would like have tons of open looks sa ilalim. Alley-oops, he could cut lang anywhere sa court. The defense would be so so focused with Steph and Klay that James Wiseman, who's a lot more younger, who's a lot more athletic than Draymond Green, could just cut and catch those passes from the two of them and could have easy baskets. I think that's the reason why they took in Andre Iguodala again to mentor James Wiseman. Yun yung nakikita kong reason doon. Kasi Iguodala, he's about to retire. Malapit na. So he's just there to mentor the young guys, especially James Wiseman. They should not trade this guy. Initially, I thought that they should just trade him kasi parang di nagagamit. Pero with Klay coming back, ang ganda ng mga plays na mangyayari, especially if Wiseman gets accustomed to it. You could just throw the ball at the air and siya nasasalo. Again, especially with the defense focus on those two guys. So hopefully makabalik si Klay. Even if he's just 80% of himself, they could really use Wiseman and his numbers would go up this season if they like utilize him well enough. So keep those Wiseman cards. Don't give up on the guy. Magaling tong batang to. And with Steph and Klay and ano sila eh, win now situation sila. They're on winning mode, they're not tanking. They're gonna find a way to utilize him very well. Number three, we have Anthony Edwards. Sayang tong batang to. He's actually my favorite last year. He could score 40 if he wanted to. But as long as he's in Minnesota, I mentioned this before in a different video. As long as he's in Minnesota, walang mangyayari kay Edwards. Like, right now, sa preseason games, again, it's just preseason. Pero first quarter, focus on the first quarter with preseason games. Yun yung magiging five nila eh. I mean, you have D'Lo, you have Anthony Towns. Of course, kay D'Lo lagi yung bola. Ayan na naman. But I think they'll make the playoffs. They'll get that eight spot. They'll beat out the Spurs. New Orleans, wala. Sorry, New Orleans, walang mangyayari sa inyo this year. So Minnesota is gonna get in the playoffs at the eight spot. Yun nga lang, hanggang dun lang. Alright, so next on the list, now we're at number 2 na pala, no? But if you're hearing a kid crying, that's our neighbor. They just transferred like 3 months ago and wow, kahit nakasara na yung bintana lahat, nakabukas ang aircon, whew, naririnig pa rin. Ibang klase yung baga ng bata dun sa kapitbahay. Anyways, number 2. Ito number 2. If you think you know number 1, well, I'm not sure if magugulat kayo, pero number 2 I have Lamelo. He's not number 1 out of the sophomores. He's my number 2 to watch. I mean, it's a given. Lamelo is gonna be a superstar in the league. He's gonna carry the Charlotte Hornets. They might get they will get into the playoffs, pero they might fall like number 7 or 8. Pero more on the 8 spot. Mga bata pa eh, kulang pa. Lamelo still has a lot to learn and sobrang bigat na binigay na task sa kanya. I remember Luka during his first year, pero Luka kasi has been playing professionally since 2013 sa Europe. So the experience is there. With Lamelo talagang totally out of high school. Naglaro sa abroad. Pero yun nga, pagbalik niya sa US, instead of going to a college, he went to the NBA there, straight, like directly. So it's good that Michael Jordan is his somewhat mentor sa Charlotte. Nakikita natin si Jordan joining their practice sessions, their runs during the off season. So maganda yon that they feel his presence. God like si Jordan eh. So at least Michael Jordan is in that aspect of the Charlotte Hornets game. Hindi man siya coach, he's the team owner, pero he's there always during their practice, during their trainings. And he's looking good preseason. He's fast, athletic. Yung pasa niya under the basket, yung wraparound pass, na akala mo, you didn't know if he was gonna do the layup or ipapasa niya, pero pinasa niya, buti lang nagawa ng kakampi niya yung shot kasi sayang yun yung pasang niya. He's back. Looks like his injury last year is no longer haunting him. It was his wrist. He had a wrist injury or at the middle part of the season last year na medyo naging cause kung bakit nahila sila pababa to the play-in tapos eventually hindi nakapasok sa playoffs. Pero I think if he did not get that injury, malamang they would have gotten that 8 spot or 7. So this season I'm putting them on the 7th or 8th spot again due to the mellow. And man, they have a really nice young core. Sobrang athletic ng team na to. Nakakatakot silang kalaban kasi parang hindi napapagod. So in a 7-game series, medyo masakit sila sa ulo kalaban kasi makukulit sila, pesky sila, and sobrang athletic. Babata pa eh. Only concern here, my only concern with Charlotte is actually Terry Rozier. Kasi Lamelo can score eh, if he wanted to. He could drive the ball, be more like a Luka Doncic type of player. Yun nga lang with Terry kasi, and mas nauna si Terry sa kanya doon, parang merong, alam mo yun, tenureship factor. Parang sige, pasa ko muna kay Terry. Obvious sa mga players sila, give it to Rozier. Rozier's good, he could make the shots. Pero, I mean, yung offensive prowess kasi nila Melo sayang. This is a kid who scored 91 points in a high school game. I know it's a high school game, pero to score 91 points during high school, it's not that easy then for a kid at his age. So, and then when he played in abroad, Even right now, tawag doon, yung floaters niya, sobrang ganda na. Hindi na balahura yung bato niya sa floaters niya. Sayang yung offensive game nila Melo. So, yeah, that's where the conflict is with Charlotte. They have to decide whether they give Rozier to give LaMelo more pieces to complement his game. Yun lang. Yun lang naman. Kasi si Rozier kasi parang awkward na yung position niya dun sa team na yun eh. He was supposed to be the playmaker, the ball handler, pero you have LaMelo na, 'di ba? So I guess trade Rozier for pieces that would help LaMelo pa to carry the Charlotte Hornets to like a number 5 seed in the upcoming at least in the upcoming year, 'di ba? They have that potential. But number one, yeah, so LaMelo wasn't number one. My number one guy to watch is Cole Anthony of the Orlando Magic. Dude, ang galing ng batang to. I mean, he still has problems defensively, pero offensively, and with the Magic, they have no other option. Like, who's your other option? You have Jalen Suggs, who's coming in this year. He's just a rookie, and Cole Anthony is going to be your primary ball handler at at his sophomore year. He reminds me of Trey Young actually. And yung range niya with the 3-point shots, nakakatakot. He showed us a preview of that during this preseason games. Ang layo. He has that Trey Young, Dame Lillard distance for his 3-point shots. Ang layo. Almost half court yung mga birada niya. Pumapasok ang swabe ng 3-point shots niya. And he's gonna be the leader of this team, of this young team. Markel Fultz, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to say goodbye again. Sayang, ganda sana na simula ni Fultz last year, kaso he had an ACL injury, if not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. He had an ACL injury, and that's really gonna give the Magic reasons to trade him again. And you have Cole Anthony, you have Jalen Suggs, and you have RJ Hampton, who's like a pit bull sa court. Sobrang ganda ng combo niya ng Cole Anthony. At least based on the preseason games. And there goes that kid again. Sorry guys, kung narinig niyo yung bata. Like, yeah, those lungs, man. Ang layo niyan. They're like 3 houses away. So, kuwawa yung katabi. I feel sorry for the katabi. Anyway, so going back, yun na nga. So, Cole Anthony, right now, his cards are dirt cheap. Yung select card yun, nabili ko ng 200 lang. He has a premier select card na gusto kong kunin, which is priced at only 150. Sobrang mo. Prism niya is only 300 pesos. Like, wow, guys, kuha na kayo ng Cole Anthony cards. He's gonna bring the Magic to the 8th spot. They'll get into the play-in, pero they have a chance to get the 8th spot sa East. They'll battle it out with Charlotte, I guess, or sino pa bang Washington. Washington might battle it out, pero Washington is not gonna get past the play-in this year. Bradley Beal is conflicted, so Orlando has a big chance to get that 8th spot with Charlotte at the 7, or interchangeable sila. So Cole Anthony versus LaMelo Ball, guys. They're gonna be the big sophomores this year. So yun lang. That's my take. Hopefully it helps you guys. Check stats. Check the previous season. Don't base it on based on the preseason, just watch the first 2 quarters. Yun lang yung masasabi ko. And you'll get a glimpse of what we're gonna get from these sophomores. So again, guys, thanks for watching or listening. Wala nga palang video to, sorry. Thanks for listening to this podcast style. We're gonna have more of these for the coming days. Next podcast we'll have like the top 8 Eastern Conference teams. We only have a week before the season starts. The season starts October 19. So let's get this kicking, and good luck sa mga teams nyo, sa mga players nyo. Hopefully, tama yung mga predictions ko at makatulong sa inyo. Especially for those invested in NBA cards. Alright? So, stay safe. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye, guys.
Yeah.